Going on YouTube. So today we are back on 86th Street, and I know we just did 86th Street, but a couple things, like this is my neighborhood and there's a street festival going on. So I felt like it would be grossly negligent if I did not do a street festival in my own neighborhood. So we're gonna walk this street festival that comes around once a year here on 86th Street. It goes for 19th Avenue, which is we're about to hit right now. I'll turn the camera around in a second. And then I think it ends around Bay Parkway. So it's sort of like Fun on 5th that we saw last week. They don't have an official name for this one, so I guess we'll say Fun Under the L. Because if you notice, we are under the train tracks. So we'll also get the added benefit of having the rumble of the trains going above us as we're walking through a street festival. So this walk should be a little quick. Like I said, it doesn't go that far, so we will take our time going through and taking a look at what there is. I'm gonna set the camera up. And we should be ready to go. So here we are. We usually don't get to walk directly under the L like this on 86th Street unless the one time where you can walk under the elevated tracks in this fashion is during a blizzard. During a blizzard there is no traffic down here. So that's the only other way you're walking in the middle of 86th Street in this fashion. So I guess what we'll do is we'll walk through and just take a look at everything. There is a lot of ambient noise right now that I'm trying to get through. So like I said earlier, this goes down once a year. Obviously, if you're watching this, it's already over. This video is releasing on Monday morning, which for me is tomorrow, which for you is today. And we'll pretty much see the same stuff we saw on 5th Avenue down here. And that is because a lot of these vendors, what they do is they sign up for these in advance to get their permits and to be able to come down here and sell their goods. The food carts and the food stands need time to prepare. So a lot of these vendors you see here, they'll be at the festivals that open up, every weekend here in Brooklyn. We're gonna take it a little slower than we normally do because, like I said, this street fair does not go that far. It usually ends at Bay Parkway. I guess we'll find out together if that is the case. As far as I know, they always end these at Bay Parkway. The reason they do that is because it would be a logistic nightmare if you shut down Bay Parkway, or if you allowed people to cross Bay Parkway to the other part of the festival. So we'll see if that's what they're doing. If you remember last week when we were on Fifth Avenue, they kept Bay Ridge Parkway open, and they were directing traffic in between the festival. The thing is, Bay Parkway is way more heavy when it comes to traffic. It definitely feels a little bit more crowded than Fifth Avenue last week. We got a lot more. It feels like we have like clothing stores right on the street. All right, let me get out of everyone's way because I am standing right in the middle of everybody. So. Look, we got a little flower store here, a little flower stand. Oh, and they have the avenues open down here. Look at this. Interesting. So we'll have to cross the street. We also have a train coming. That's what it sounds like. I could be wrong. Nah, there's no train coming. So they actually have the avenues open in between. You can see these avenues are open. They got a cop here directing traffic, even though there's traffic lights. I can't remember if they've done that in the past. Maybe they have. I know they haven't. I'll tell you why. For a while, I lived on 21st Avenue. And I know for a fact that that avenue was always closed when we had these festivals. So this must be something different, I guess. And that's the added benefit to this festival. You get the ambience of the trains rumbling above you. So we got a train that just pulled into the train station above us. So there will be the sound of a train rumbling at times. Yeah, this one seems a lot more crowded than Fifth Avenue, and I think that's because of the confined spaces. We got another train coming over. smell of food permeates the air. That's all you do. That's all you can do is smell the food. I don't know if you heard that on camera. That was the train sparking on the third rail. And I turned around to see if any sparks were coming down. So that's the one thing, like, the trains still do spark at times. So you're right underneath trains that spark. And you got fabric covers and tents that can catch on fire. But that wouldn't happen. I mean, those sparks are short-lived, so. It ain't like it used to be. I remember being a kid in the 80s walking under here, and you'd see sparks all the time coming down. But they've improved the rail system to the point where that doesn't happen as much anymore.
Consultation. Need any help with some new windows and doors?
Looks like they're selling watches here. That's a lot of watches. Yep, this is definitely more crowded. Oh, I just got hit with a rush of like fried peppers. Just went right through me. So I guess we are crossing 21st Avenue. Selling sneakers over here. Yes, I was saying earlier, we had done a walk on 86th Street just a couple of days ago, and I would rarely return to a place that I would record a walk right after a previous walk, but obviously this is the exception to the rule, I guess. Now, if I would have known, I kind of knew. So when I was doing that walk on Friday, and that's a video that came out on Saturday, you can kind of see a hint that there was going to be something going on. Because in that video, there were police lines stacked up. There was no parking Sunday signs posted. So that's how I knew that this was going to go down. I have a website that I normally go to that I check for street festivals, and this was not listed. So I had to go by that. You know, I had to go by seeing the police lines and the signs posted on the street poles to know that this was going down. Stop and go traffic. It wouldn't be 86th Street if there wasn't stop and go traffic of any form. And we are about to hit Bay Parkway. We will soon find out if that's where they're ending this on this festival. And it looks like they are, because I could see cars in the road up beyond Bay Parkway, so we're getting to the ends pretty quick.
So you guys would have to walk more.
So they have the Bay Streets closed, but they have the avenues opened. It's an interesting way of doing it. Like I said, I wasn't here last year, so I can't speak for last year, but I know in years past, everything is closed up to Bay Parkway. So it's definitely an interesting way of doing it. And I'm thinking what we're gonna do to wrap this up, we'll walk back the other way and we'll just walk straight. You know, we won't turn the camera unless something happens and we need to look at it. But we're gonna walk back when I get to Bay Parkway shortly, and that'll be it. Now I am doing the camera in automatic mode today. Normally I run in manual mode and I'll do my own color grading, but the problem is, you know, we're underneath this train trestle, and with all the differences of light coming from the sidewalk and above, it would have been a nightmare trying to get a good equal reading on one primary exposure. So I left the camera on automatic, and I'm also shooting 60 frames per second to handle for the motion underneath the dark areas. So. All right, so. All right, so nothing much to it. is a lot. To me, it's more like a flea market. You know, it's just a lot of retail. A lot more. I feel like it's a lot more retail than Fifth Avenue, but that's only the reason why is because it's in such a enclosed space compared to Fifth Avenue. And Fifth Avenue went from pretty much 85th Street down to 69th Street. So that's a big reason why it seems more crowded down here. And we're just gonna walk back now. And we will stay in the middle. We'll try to stay in the middle. Yep, YouTube will give me a copyright strike for that one. Whenever music is played over my walks, YouTube hits me with a copyright strike. It's not even a strike. I shouldn't say that. It's a copyright notice. Basically what happens is they basically tell you that, you know, there's copyrighted music in your video and it cannot be monetized, blah, blah, blah. So, the most important thing is that this video brings in views and subscribers, so which is good for all the other videos on my channel. So I don't mind. Every once in a while, when you do these videos, you're gonna walk into music. There's no way. Now you can edit it out. It's very easy. I could just mute it, but why would I do that? That would be silly to do. So I just leave it in. Oh, we got a red light here. Look at this. What do I do? Well, I'm gonna go through. So like I said earlier, I used to live on 21st Avenue for a while. I lived in that building unit. It used to be condos. It's now all apartments. And yeah, so you can imagine when we used to have these festivals, I would just walk right down the block and I was in the festival. That's how I remember. The streets were always closed. tell you, Stella's, they're really cooking some peppers over here, man. Like the other sausage stands, you don't really smell the food as well as you smell it here. So when I'm finished with this walk, I'm coming back here, so. Hey look, it was somebody with a gimbal cam, with an iPhone on a gimbal, so. We'll see his video out there too. Train definitely adds like a unique element to this, you know? All right, so we are now back on 20th, and we have one more avenue block to go, and then we're gonna wrap it up. And we are stuck at a light. So anyway, as you can see, the smoke condition is cleared up in Brooklyn. We had those 2 really bad days. And actually, we had the 1 really bad day where it looked like it was Mars, and but it started to clear out. It's been clear for a couple of days now. The air quality is a lot better. It would have been bad if like something like this took place on a day like that. I don't think anybody would have showed up. it's interesting if you think about it. So the Fifth Avenue Festival and this one happens on either end of that event, because the smoke conditions that we had came in on Wednesday and Thursday, I believe, and it would have been bad if one of those festivals got hit with that. It would have definitely, it wouldn't have canceled it, because that's one of those things you can't cancel. So yeah, the vendors would, and the food vendors and the retail vendors would have taken a huge hit if that would have taken place on one of those days. So both of these street fairs dodged a bullet. This is the area with all these loud generators going off. All right, so we stretched that out to about 30 minutes. So I hope everybody enjoyed that. Quick little walk on 86th Street for the second time in a row here. What's coming up? I don't know. I know you're watching this on Monday, but for me tomorrow I'll be watching some potential storms. So priority is always storm chasing for me. So we'll see what happens. There is supposed to be a line of storms that come in Monday night anytime between 7 and 9. So I'll keep an eye out for that stuff. And see if I can fix this here. 1 second. There we go. I had to set it to follow. So yeah, we'll see what's going on. I'm trying to get my schedule back in sync, because that whole smoke thing threw everything out of whack. I had all these things planned. I wound up doing those walks. I had to improvise on the fly. So it's thrown my whole schedule out of whack. So and now we got this festival that came out of nowhere. So I'm trying to figure out what's my next move. Obviously there'll be some walks coming up, but I haven't been thinking about where I'm going or anything like that. So, well, like I said, tomorrow we're supposed to have some weather. We're definitely going to get some heavy rain. I'm hoping for a nice thunderstorm or two. But we'll see what happens. But anyway, thanks for stopping by, and I'll catch you on the next one.